Students, now I am going to discuss about the collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is the process whereby workers organize collectively and bargains with employers regarding the workplace. In a broad sense, it is a coming together of workers to negotiate their employment. In collective bargaining process, the collective bargaining is a process of discussion and negotiation between the two parties, one or both of whom is a group of persons acting in context. More specifically, it is the procedure by which an employer and employee and a group of the employees agree upon the conditions of their work. In other words, collective bargaining refers to a process by which employers on the one hand and representative of employees on the other. They attempt to arrive at agreement covering the conditions under which employees will contribute and compensated for their services. In collective bargaining, it is an agreement between a single employer or an association of the employers on the one hand and the labor union on the other hand, which regulates the term and condition of the employment, and they covering the condition under which employee will contribute and be compensated for their services. Why collective bargaining? Collective bargaining allows both worker and manager to discuss specific terms that can, depending on national law, determine the rules that govern the relationship, determine wages, deal with other matters. In such collective bargaining, they can deal such matters and such interests such as hiring practices, layoff and promotions, working condition and hours, work safety, worker discipline and termination and benefit programs. Now come to the features of collective bargaining. Group action as opposed to individual action. Workers and managers collectively bargain for their common interest and benefit. They have to sit together, and workers and managers, and they collectively bargain for their common interest and benefits. They jointly arrive at an amicable solution through negotiations. Collectively bargaining is a two-way group process where the employees representative and employers representative sit together to negotiate the term of employment. Flexible and mobile and not fixed or static. It has sufficient flexibility since no party can afford to be rigid in such situations. It is not a one-way street but a give take and take process. This is not a flexible, it should be flexible and continuous process and not a fixed or static in nature. Bipartite process, it is a mutual give or take rather than take it or leave it method or of arriving the settlement of a dispute. Employers and employee negotiate the issues directly and face to face across the table. There is no third party intervene. In both the parties in collective bargaining are strong and equal. They take, they both take participate in this settlement of the dispute. The employers and employee negotiate directly and face to face across the table. There is no third party involved in this process. It is a continuous process. In continuous process, it does not commence with the negotiation and end with the agreement. It is a continuous process which include implementation of agreements and also further negotiation. Collective bargaining is a continuous and begins with the agreement and the implementation of agreement for the further negotiations also. Dynamic and not static. The way agreement are arrived at the way they are implemented and the mental makeup of the parties involved keep changing. In the dynamic concept, collective bargaining is a dynamic that go on changing over a period and grows and expand the way of agreement. The way of implementation and the way of discussion is there. Power relationship. Workers want to give, workers want to gain the maximum from management, and management wants to extract the maximum from their workers. In this time, the workers want to gain the maximum from their management, and the management want to extract the maximum from their workers. It is a formal process in which the certain employment related issues are to be regulated at national, organizational and workplace level. Advantages of collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is a democratic method of regulating the terms and conditions of the employment. It is a voluntary process without any third party is intervening. In this process, both the parties come to the negotiate table voluntarily in order to go in particular negotiation. It is based on discussion, mutual trust and understanding. Collective bargaining also leads to mutual understanding between the employers and workers also. Collective bargaining provides a flexible means of adjusting wages and condition of employment to changes in the economic, social, technological, and political environment. Under collective bargaining, basic standards are fixed, and every worker know that that he cannot be required to work under the condition less favorable than those stipulated in the agreement. In this, voluntarily, both the parties come into the negotiation table voluntarily in order to go the particular negotiation. This is a formal process in which the certain employment related issue to be solved. Collective bargaining facilitates better implementation of decisions due to the direct involvement of both the parties. Parties know that the decisions are their own and nobody has imposed them. The representative of both the parties collective bargaining in the between the representative of employees and management. The management does not directly deal with the employees. It carries negotiation with the representative and executive of the union and associations also. Now come to the limitations. Since wages of the workers are pre-decided under collective bargaining, hence there is no performance-based wages. In collective bargaining, the wages of the workers are pre-decided under the collective bargaining. Hence, there are no performance based on the wages. And Indian labor, owing mostly to ignorance or to illiteracy, is not capacitated with the responsibility to sit and discuss in the course of the collective bargaining. In the Indian labor, there is mostly to ignorance and to illiteracy is not capacitated with the responsibility to sit together, to sit and discuss together about the collective bargaining. Collective bargaining lacks representation of the public interest in the bargaining table. When unions and companies agree on wage increase, it might cause rise in prices. Then the consumer will have to shoulder the full burden of the agreement. Collective bargaining leads to the wage drift. Wage drift leads to the higher wages cost of the for employers and higher inflation within the economy, which in turn leads to the higher interest rate and low investment. In the wage drift leads to the higher wage cost for the employers and higher inflation within the economy. It is leads to the higher interest rate and low investment rate to the economy. Types of bargaining. There are four types of bargaining. First is conjunctive bargaining. Employers and employed try to maximize their respective gains. Issues like wages and bonus are negotiated under the conjunctive bargaining. The people may gain is your loss, and um, your gain is my loss is participated in the conjunctive bargaining. In conjunctive bargaining, the bargaining is the most common type of the bargaining and involves zero-sum negotiation. In other words, we can say that one side wins and one other losses. As the principal may gain is your loss and your gain is my loss. In this, in one side, if one side wins and the other side losses, both parties try to maximize their respective gains. They try to settle economic issues such as wages, benefits, bonus, etc. For example, union negotiate for maximum wages and the management wants to yield a little as possible while getting things done through workers. In cooperative bargaining, both parties realize the importance of surviving in difficult times and are willing to negotiate the terms of employment in a flexible way. In cooperative bargaining, integrative bargaining is similar to the problem resolving session in which both the sides are trying to reach the mutual beneficial alternative. That is a win-win situation. Both the employers try to win, and both the parties try to win. Both the employer and the union try to resolve the conflict to benefit of the both parties. Both parties share information about their interest and concern, and they also create a list of possible solutions to the best meet everyone's need. Now come to the next type of the bargaining, composite bargaining. Labor not only bargaining for wages but also demands equity in matters relating to work norms, employment level, and manning standard, etc. In the composite bargaining, the workers believe the productivity bargaining agreement increase their workloads. In uh, in this bargaining, the worker believe the productivity bargaining and agreement increase their workload. Realization and production of the new technology, the tight productivity of norms have added to this burden and made the life of the workers so what uneasy. In this composite bargaining, labor has come to favor to composite bargaining. In this method, labor bargains for wages as usual but goes a step further, demanding equity in matters relating to work norms, employment level, manning standard, and environmental hazards. Now come to the productivity bargaining. Workers' wages and benefits are linked to productivity. If they are able to exceed the standard productivity norms, they will get substantial benefit. In the productivity bargaining, we can also say that a form of collective bargaining. It is a form of collective bargaining leading to the productivity agreement in which the management offers a pay raise in exchange for the alterations to employ working practice designed to increase the productivity. In productivity bargaining has been described as an agreement in which the advantages of one kind of the another, such as higher wages on increased layer, are given to the workers in return for the agreement on their part of the accept changes in working practices or in methods of an organization of work which will lead to the more efficient working. So this is all about the types of bargaining. Now come to the process and steps of the collective bargaining. First is the planning for negotiation. When the person is planning for the negotiation, employers and employee prepare for a plan or discussing the complex issues and the broad range topics. Identify bargaining issues. After planning for the negotiation, we have to identify the bargaining issues. Which issues are arises in the organization? Different type of bargaining issues are arised or identified during the collective bargaining. After identifying, we have to conducting negotiation. Demand of both the employer and employee are determined. Negotiation process continues until the final agreement is obtained. Accomplishing the agreement, it involves implementing and achieving that agreement. In this step, there is involved the implementing and achieving the agreement about the collective bargaining, and both the parties have to settle the negotiation and they have to sit together and accomplish the agreement about the collective bargaining. Passing the agreement is examined and converted into the legal contract. If the agreement is not accomplishing and not implementing and not resolving through the organization and the employer and employee also, then you have to pass this agreement to the converted into the legal contract. Monitoring the agreement, it is ensured that the agreement is implemented according to the issues mentioned in it. Bargaining negotiation are easy if a problem solving attitude is adopted. This stage comprises with the time when if sense proposals are set for the drafting of agreement take place. So So there are the other effective steps for collective bargaining. Trade unions should be made stronger and responsible so that are able to honor the collective agreements. In this, the trade union should have to made stronger and responsible also, so that they can honor and to solve the issue of the collective agreements. Government should be encourage the parties to settle their dispute. Government also should have to encourage both the parties to settle their dispute through the negotiation consistent with the public safety and the social interest. Compulsory adjudication of disputes should be used only at the last resort. The compulsory adjudication of disputes like legal contract and when the agreement is converted to the legal parties, this is the last step on of the resort. Workers should be educated so that they are able to build internal leadership and free unions from political control. Workers should be educated so that they can build internal leadership and free union from the political control. Both the parties should develop a positive attitude towards each other. Both the parties have developed a positive attitude towards each other and try to understand viewpoint and try to resolve their queries in this collective bargaining issue. Collective bargaining should be restricted to matters concerning interest. Dispute concerning rights would be better settled through the grievance machinery. Now come to the bargainable issues. The bargainable issues are arising in the organization. Changes in technology and its impact on the employees' rules and regulation pertaining to work, grievance and grievance handling procedure technique, also practices pertaining to the work. So the bargaining issues are there. First of all, the wages and working condition, transfer and promotions, incentive payments, job security, discipline and disciplinary procedure, employee benefits, recognition of employees union, union activities and responsibilities, management rights, and there are some another issues occurrence like staff transfer and promotions, work tools and techniques and practices, changes in technology, incentive payments, insurance and benefits, health and safety to the of the employees, management right, grievances, how to handle the grievance in the organization, and the union recognition, union activities, and the responsibilities. So these are all the bargainable issues occur in the organization. Factors inhibiting collective bargaining in India: weak union. Why the collective bargaining issues arises in India? With the weak union, in Indian union are marked by multiplicity, inter and intra-union rivalry, weak financial position, and non-recognition. Problems from government. The regulatory framework covering industrial relations scene is quite tight, leaving no scope for voluntarily bargaining. Legal problems. No attempt has been made by government to simplify the multifarious laws covering labor management relations. In legal problems, no attempt has been made by the government to simplify these collective bargaining issues in India. Employer attitude of management. Employer to do not appreciate the fact that union have to come to stay with almost equal bargaining strength. Employer uncertainty about who is the recognized bargaining agent. When there is an multiple union bargaining with one union with the tough battle, in this case, assemble a group of the nurses who support collective bargaining, arrange a meeting with the representative of nursing association at the state level, statutory fixation of condition of the work, encouragement is given to the wage board, pay commission, statutory fixation of other condition of work and social security measure. In the schedule of informal meeting, initiate the process of obtaining authorization card, initiate contract negotiation and to seek certification by the National Registration Agency. Political interface, political parties interface in the smooth functioning of the union. Now come to the conditions for successful collective bargaining. A favorable political climate. Government should remove all legitimate restrictions which hamper collective bargaining. The government should have to remove all the legitimate restrictions which they impose to the employers and employee also, so they can to remove all these restrictions which they can hamper collective bargaining, and they also try to aspect of the successful collective bargaining condition. Freedom of association, it can be facilitated by leaving workers and employers free from association as they please. Employers should be free to form a trade union as they are required to bargain with the employer on equal basis. The association is free from of trade union, and they also facilitated by leaving the workers and employer from the free from association as they please. Stability of trade union. If a union is a weak and unstable, employer will refuse to recognize it or negotiate with it. If the union is weak or unstable and they also not taking any decision regarding collective bargaining, the employer will refuse to recognize and negotiate with it. The union should exercise authority over its members and its membership should be sufficiently stable. Recognition of trade union. Both employer and employee should give recognition to representative trade union, and recognition improve industrial relations, and this may react favorably on production. In this case, both employer and employee should give the recognition of the representative trade union and improve the industrial relation in the organization, willingness to give and take. Everyone is free from association, and he can also take decisions to give and take in the organization. One sided should agree to reduce its demand and one item in return for some concession by the other side. Mutual recognition and respect. Management has the right to manage and union has to right to organize itself. The management also has to right to manage and to organize to itself and to fight for the justice. This must be fully recognized and accepted by the both the parties, the employer and the employees as well. So this is all about the collective bargaining.